Today we will discuss about the SSO. SSO, it means like single sign-on working, and we have to be know like how this SSO works. Single sign-on is work authentication, I can say. And I already having this structure, and in this you can see we have an identity provider, and for that we have authentication. Then for the authentication purpose, we are using a security token generation. Because of that, we are just authenticating with, if that is a valid credential, then we are giving the token for that, and using that token the user will be roaming in our application, I can say. They are validated, I can say. And for that we have again service provider SP, and that will be get validated in the authentication and authorization process or loop, I can say. And after that he or she will be accessing our application. So this is the like high level of architecture, or I can say diagram, for the SSO working. Coming to the like in the detailed discussion, uh, single sign-on, I can say right now every application when we are creating, we have to be keep one of the thing for the security mechanism in our application, like nobody or not everyone, if we have access, then for the security purpose we are creating a single sign-on authentication in our app. Who is valid or who is like subscription user, they can access or they can use our application. So for that reason, I can say for the security of the reason, we are providing this mechanism in our application. So in this what we do, we are setting the single set of credential using a like username and password, and without needing to log in the separately to each application. So SSO enhance like user experience, improve the security, and simplify the management by centralized authentication. Coming to the like process or like function, how they are working, we have a first user authentication. In the user authentication, the user login and identity provider application refer as a like SSO provider using their credential, and this IDP verify the user's identity and the generate the security token. As I mentioned, when we are logging in an application, the username and password will be getting checking by our database, and what the process you are already keeping in our database for the checking like it is a valid or not. If that is a valid, then we are generating the token for that. So after verify the user getting the identity and then the security token. And second, we have a security token. In that, the security token contains the information about the user's identity, permission, and attributes. Like we are also giving the role for the particular user. If they are admin or they are manager, they are normal user by default user. So what is the role we can assign? So also that we are giving the role access also over there. Username, ID, password, and role. The common format of the I can say for the security token include like SAML, security assistant markup language, or JWT token. So these two are the very popular. I'm like mostly using in my application JWT token. Third, we have a access to application. So after the security token, we have a next process to application accessing. So when the user try to access the different application service provider or SP, I can say, with the help of that, the application request authenticate from the IDP, and this user is already authenticated because of that token. All the things is validated with the IDP. So the IDP issue a token to the SP. So that's why the user is getting authenticated. And after that, we have a like token validation and authorization. So the SP validate the token issued by the IDP, and the SP check the user permission and attributes in the token to determine what resource the user can access within the SP. As I already mentioned, sorry, every user have a different role. So they are checking that this user having which role, admin role or manager role or default access role. So basis on that, we are assigning the menu option on the application, so he or she can access that resources, that can services, I can say. So after that, we have a user access. So after getting the role, I can say the user able to gain the access to the SP without needing to log in again. I can give the scenario like we already set up a condition for the associate and organization we have. For setup, I can say we have an organization that uses the IDP like Microsoft Azure Active Provider as their SSO provider. I can say if you are using your application and your company is already using the Azure Active Directory services, so you can see the organization is employee use various application including a company portal and internal HR system SP2. So that is also a validation one of the token, I can say. We are checking from that. The like this Microsoft application is checking with the help of that ID and password. Second, we have a user experience. So an employee login in their work computer and access to the company portal SP1. And since the employee is not authenticated with the portal redirect to the employee to the Azure AD or the authentication. They are checking this ID or password is right, validated or not. So if not, they are redirecting. And after that, we have authentication. So the employee enter their username and password in the Azure AD login page, and Azure AD verify the credential and generate a security token containing the employee's identity and permission. And after that, we have access to the SP. The employee navigate to the internal HR system SP2, and after that, SP2 request authentication form from the Azure AD. So after that, they are able to get the access if they are verifying from these steps, I can say. Next, we have a token validation and authorization, and in this we can say we have a Azure already validate our ID and password, and they are also getting the token and check their permission, like what services they are able to use. Everyone is not able to have all the access, so they have to check the permission also. After that, Azure already issue a token for this SP2, and after getting the SP2 token, the user or employee, I can say, access the HR system, payroll system, what other services their company providing to the particular user. So they are entering their credential and they are able to access all the stuff. And after the accessing, I can say, the employee access other application, like which is integrated with the SSO. They can seamlessly switch between them. Like if you are using the payroll, or you are using some HR document, or you can using some text formation portal, so you can switching with the help of that, because you already log in once with the help of SSO, and you can switch each and every other application from the same company. Coming to the design part, I can say the SSO design is having this main component. First, we have identity provider. So in this, we have a manage user authentication and generate the security token. So identity provider have this type of task we have to be, I can say, considering for the performing a task. Second, we have a service provider. So in this SP, what the application that user want to access, so that will be done by the SP. And security token, in the security token, it contain the user identity and attribute like SAML or JWT, any one you can try or you can use. After that, we have a user directory in which we are storing our information, ID, password, all the registration icons and stuff we are storing over there, and often synchronizing with the IDP. So it is like I can say SSO is designed our aim to ensure that the secure authentication, smooth user experience, and seamless integration of the multiple applications. As I can say, once you log in with the SSO, you are verified with that credential. You are able to access multiple application, multiple services in your organization. Just you have to be configure. You have to just allow yes or no with the authenticator, and then you are able to access all other services. What is the role assigned to you? According that, you can access that services. And SSO protocol, we have like SAML, OAuth, and OpenID Connect are commonly used in the implement for this functionality. So these are the major tasks which is performed by the SSO, and how they are working, what the steps they are having, and what is the designing, I can say. Each and every step we are discussed. And if you want some code on that, how this code we are designing, please comment it down. I will provide this code also, how this actually practically working, and we'll discuss in the next video. If you need, please comment it down. Thank you.